gender wear side beer.
It's raining in the studio tonight, guys.
Sounds like it.
Welcome to the episode of Into the Westeros.
Oh.
We're back.
Oh.
Just kidding. Guys, welcome to another episode of Into the West Comics, we think. My name is Frank. He's the moon and my stars and my Sonny. Sonny is here.
That was so cute. I like the Into the Westeros intro for the
Hey,
first one.
welcome
So.
into the Westeros.
Yeah, I like that. What's up?
Um,
Welcome back.
He's getting ready. He's preparing himself mentally for the next Game of Thrones spinoff, How to Train Your Dire Wolf. Uncle Nephew Shane is here. He's primal.
It's such a rad t-shirt.
Yeah, it's like,
Oh, man, this is going to be a great episode.
Primal, baby.
What's going on?
and the prince who was
morning.
promised. The way they separate family members on that show, it feels like we've been far apart from this guy for a long time. Brother Rob is back.
Welcome back. What it do, baby?
I'm excited.
How you doing?
Welcome.
That beard
Son-
is looking great, man.
Sonny went retro for you, Rob. You got the
He
old.
really did.
So this is the OG, you know. I'm moving, so all of my clean clothes are in boxes.
That's why.
And I was like, you know what? No, this was hanging up, and I was trying not to wear it so I don't wash it and mess up the logo. But I'm like,
It's classic.
let's do it.
I love it.
It's classic.
You're looking good,
Thanks, guys.
guys. 10 million people tuned in to the thing that we did, so make it 10,000,004 over the weekend. HBO Max, actually, the site actually went down at some point. I
It
guess
did.
it froze up over the weekend. A bunch of people are trying to check it all out at the same time. Let's get into it. House of the Dragon premiered this past weekend. What were your initial thoughts, Sonny?
I loved it. I know that there was a lot of speculation on would it be as good. It was a great pilot. The music was amazing. I think they spent a lot of money on this episode because you can tell the CG great, all the dragons amazing. My favorite scene was the throne room when the sister, Rhaenyra, and then the uncle are in there and they're talking in Valyrian, and you see that wide shot of just the throne and then her walking towards him. And it's just, I don't know, it just brought back all that epic vibe that I was waiting for. The music, when you hear like the OG theme, it was perfect. I liked it a lot. I've watched it 3 times.
Wow. I've seen it twice.
I've seen it like 2.5.
Okay.
I've seen it 1.5.
Okay.
Um,
Did you not like it as much?
no. I did love it. I
Okay.
did love it a lot. And
Okay.
I'm looking forward to the backstabbery that you could see it coming.
It's
we
definitely
know,
coming.
I
we
mean,
know
my
it's gonna
gosh.
happen.
It's going down.
Dude, it's coming, and it's coming fast and furious.
Family.
There were parts of it that were heartbreaking.
Yes.
Absolutely
I cried.
stunningly heartbreaking.
Oh yeah.
And there's parts of it where you see a glimpse into the future of other Targaryens that we know and love,
Right.
Mhm.
with the strong vibe coming out. There's parts of it where where people are you're not listening to me, and I'm going to get you for that. That type of things were happening.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, it's
Already.
just
Yeah.
right out the gate.
Yeah.
That's what made it so promising. And the funniest part to me when I was watching, I'm just like, everything is so clean.
Yeah.
It's a time where it's not totally everyone's completely unhappy, and
This is true.
everything's
noticed
so
that.
clean. Yeah,
Right.
right.
One of the
Like
things
King's
I
Landing
thought,
looked great.
Yeah, I'm like, wow.
I was
Beautiful.
thinking one of the things I thought was being a Game of Thrones fan, that was the first time I feel like we saw a Hand of the King that wasn't super sketch right away.
Right.
So
See, I
Otto, to
I-
me, the first watch through, I didn't think he was. I was like, oh, he's cool. Like he actually cares.
towards the end though, I felt completely the opposite. I think he's the next Littlefinger.
Yeah. Or
That's fair.
Call him middle finger.
boo.
I do appreciate.
It's fantastic.
I really appreciate being a big Game of Thrones fan. All the nods to the original show.
Yes.
And I was reading a review right away afterwards where people were ripping it apart from some of that stuff. I was like,
Yeah.
they're not just replicating.
No.
This person was like, they're replicating what we saw in Game of Thrones. I was like, no, they're not. They're just putting nods in for people like us that love the
Right.
show. And I thought that was great. And another shout out to for me, one of the most disturbing scenes was the childbirthing scene.
Yes.
I've
That
never had to
was
turn away
dark.
from Game of Thrones, it feels like. But when I watched that, I was like, whoa, this is HBO Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Definitely-
Like,
the
we're
second
still
time-
here.
The second time I turned it on, that's when I was like, "Oh no, I forgot about this." I
But
didn't
you
forget
can't-
about it, but I
you
was like,
can't
"Oh
skip
no, I
it.
forgot."
No.
Yeah.
Because
No,
the
no,
way
no,
they
no.
wrote it in with the violence of the tournament.
Yeah.
You just
have
can't
to
go
you have
past
to
it.
watch it, dude. It was very bad.
It's just so
Did it
sad.
keep it held up to its predecessor? I mean, as far as
Sure.
the edginess to it.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody that I checked out on YouTube that was reviewing the show talked about how you have a different feel as far as the quality and the production value of a show like this. And I think what we're going to get from the Lord of the Rings series in another
Right.
week,
Agreed.
it's a different level compared to what you've seen on Plus shows
Oh my
Oh,
god.
100%.
and just other streaming shows in general right away. Like the original
Immediately.
Game of Thrones show, the first season, their budget per episode was like 5 to 10 million.
Yeah.
And it increasingly grew, and obviously the budget for this series is going to be through the roof. It's
Oh
already
my
being-
god, yeah.
it's already greenlit for a
Ridiculous.
second season.
Of course.
We know that HBO Warner is having all kinds of internal issues. They're having their own Targaryen battles within.
Dance of the
Everything's
Dragons.
everything's
It is the Dance of the
everything's
Dragon.
falling apart at the seams. But I think if they had one thing, it'd be like the captain that's going down with the ship. They would have House of the Dragons there until the boat is all the way underwater. It would still be there.
100%.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
It's crazy to think of, like you were talking about, the quality of the production. They're pretty heavy on CG, and you can tell. I mean, we're gonna get 10 dragons. We got.
I
what,
think we're getting
2?
more than that. I think they said
Possibly.
we're having up to 17 dragons.
that's crazy.
in the show in this season.
And I'm sure we're gonna see eggs, and then one's probably gonna hatch, and there's but like
Will we get an omelet?
possibly.
dragon omelet. Is that what they like serve in
I don't
King's
know.
Landing?
Bet you that'd be an expensive
If
omelet.
you're gonna make an omelet, you got to kill some people. What was that? Oh, the Gray Man. The Gray Man, right?
Also, again,
This is
pretty
horrible.
decent movie.
Oh, sure.
PG-13 didn't
Yeah.
really cover it, but
It was aight.
I think like I was going back with Hightower, we're gonna see some sketchy stuff. We're gonna see some backstabbing. We're gonna see a lot. Also, when do you think we're gonna get this time jump because
I was wondering about that.
'Cause
So
they-
we have voiceover from future
Rhaenyra
Rhaenyra
in the beginning.
in the beginning, but also if you look on IMDb, the older Rhaenyra's actress is the highest paid on. She's listed first on the cast,
Wow.
and they usually list that based off of their pay. So
Huh.
when are we going to get that time
I
jump?
think it's probably halfway through.
That's what I was thinking. 5 shows in, maybe.
Really?
Did you get that
It's
time
10
jump, or is
episodes.
that too? Is that too long?
I feel like it's going to happen before
Soon.
that.
Soon, maybe at the end of
Yeah.
the next episode.
So like
or
all this stuff they've been showing this thing in the coming weeks. I mean, a
Right.
lot of that stuff is for the next 3 episodes.
possibly,
two
or
or three
or
episodes.
we'll get to know Alicent and Rhaenyra's relationship through flashbacks.
Okay.
You know,
Oh no, that's true.
Because-
They could do
Interesting.
that,
So
too.
they could keep them in it, but they're still going to do the time jump.
correct. So they'll even if possibly at the end of the season something might have happened and they time jump and they'll go back and forth. I think because why would they get us so attached to these characters for 3 episodes and then that's it?
Right,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
True.
So I don't know. The cast is dope.
Matt Smith isn't going anywhere. I mean,
No,
this
dude,
is the
not at
second
all.
like larger franchise that he's been this is a larger franchise he's been a part of. He was also in the Morbius movie. I think he played a table or something. I don't know. I've never
Do we
seen
still
the
talk
movie.
about
Oh my
that?
No,
gosh,
nobody
almighty.
does. Sonny loved it.
Oof.
I loved that.
Isn't that on
movie.
HBO too? I think.
I don't know if they're putting that on anything.
I don't know. It's on like Peacock for $1.99.
For one night. You can get The Office, Friends, and more.
Yeah.
Morbius, dude.
MacGruber.
You can watch that at like your gas station when you're
Filling the gas. It
up,
shows
yeah.
you a clip.
That's so
shows you
messed
5
up.
minutes of
No,
Morbius. I'm
Morbius.
sorry, but
Oh, sweet.
I think one of the things I love that we're going to get a time jump, but I think one of the things I'm worried about is we are fighting against something that's already been written.
Yes.
So we know
Right.
who the next who the next successor is for
Correct.
Viserys. We already
Correct.
know that.
Correct.
So I'm in it for the ride to get there,
mhm.
and I'm hoping there's going to be some twists and turns that I don't know about. And
Gotta be.
I know they're going to be.
Gotta be.
I mean, none of us, spoiler alert, none of us saw Ed dying.
No.
Come on. Like, if you didn't read the
Right.
books, you didn't know that was happening.
No.
Right.
So with HBO and Game of Thrones doing stuff like that, there's going to be a lot of these. I made a bold prediction of my brother. I said, I don't know if Rhaenyra is going to make it through the whole season. I don't.
Possibly not.
Like, if we know
I
anything about
know.
Game of Thrones, we know we can't trust anybody.
No, and even
That's
even
true.
the weird tension between her and her uncle. I know Targaryens like to do that. But I feel like just for
It's true.
just for the rule's sake, he might like go after her. You know what I mean? Just for the throne. I feel like he's so sketchy.
Watch the Throne.
Well,
Watch the
sent
Throne.
Watch the
And he was
yeah.
talking about the injury or whatever that he had in his back that
Mm.
somebody was mentioning that could be
Grayscale?
grayscale.
I don't
I
think it
think I think he was getting poisoned.
Ooh.
He might have been getting poisoned by his brother.
On the
Ooh.
throne, thoh? Because he
I
said it
know,
was from the
it's-
throne, and we did see Daemon sitting on the throne.
Correct.
And it's made of swords.
So that, I mean, that just kind of, and he cut himself. That
Yeah, he
scene
did.
was good when he was like going head to head with Daemon, and all of a
And
sudden
next
he
thing
goes,
you know, he cuts himself. And he just go, oh,
He's like, dang.
boy.
He's like,
Wow.
I'm still
What a
just
dark
a human.
premonition, yes.
there's
It's-
gonna be. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of blood.
So if we can go around just real quick, favorite scenes. I
Ooh,
would have to
start
say
with me.
I'm gonna start with myself. The scene
Go
where
okay.
where it's king and heir with Valerian the Black Dread, and he's telling the story
Mm.
of the long night, and he's like, dude, this gets passed out from heir or from king to heir, and he grabs the sword. You know that's what ends up killing the Night King. I think for that parallel, how epic. I don't know. Even on the rewatch, I was sitting there like, this
right.
is so cool. So for me personally, I'm gonna say hands down the story of the
that's a
thing. Beat
that's a
me.
good scene.
Try.
Oh,
Try and beat me.
that's good. But
Shane.
man, I'm gonna as horrifying as it was, the the birth where he has to make that choice, and then he makes the choice. The birth happens. You can see the Meister like looking at the baby, going, "Uh-oh, like this
Well,
baby's not gonna make it."
when you hear the baby breathe for the first
Yeah.
time, it's
And
like
it sounds good.
it's
Mhm.
It's
raspy.
raspy and
And
gargling.
I knew I was like,
no.
Ooh,
I know the
boy.
baby is not gonna be fine,
Yeah.
but even going into it, and then
It's just
you see the little rap. Bro, I
Yeah.
get someone's cutting onions right now.
Oh,
You know what I
dude.
mean? I got real. That's when I cried. I was like,
Yeah.
dude, this sucks, bro.
that
Just
funeral. It was
epic
very
epic
very
scene
powerful.
to hear
That
her
one-
say Jakara's.
That
and I was
one's
like,
mine.
See,
So
Oh,
the
okay.
the funeral
The
scene
funeral?
is mine. One, Dracarys gave me chills.
Of course.
Come on.
Great.
I mean, it's going to. But I think the dynamic between Rhaenyra, before she's even given the seat on the throne, or the potential seat on the throne,
Mhm.
her having to take the lead for her whole family
Oh,
to call
100%.
it,
Yeah.
and it being her dragon that then does it.
Yeah.
But the other thing you see
Goosebumps.
is that's the scene. That's one of the 3 scenes I think where we see a conflicted Daemon,
Yeah.
because he was the one who
Yes.
comforted her. The other ones are, and I appreciated this with the sex scenes they threw in there. They weren't just mindless,
Yeah.
because they showed a very conflicted Daemon.
Yeah.
Viserys.
No, Daemon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damon,
Yeah.
the brother,
Oh,
the
okay.
uncle.
The uncle.
Yes, and they showed him where he's supposed to be this thing. This is what everyone sees him being. He's this guy that has all the girls. He's the violent one. He's all
Mhm.
this. But in those scenes, he's sitting at the table and he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Or he's in the middle of this and he walks away and he
Right.
doesn't know what he's doing. So I
Yeah.
think that funeral scene really cemented like he has a love for her.
For sure.
So if it comes down to her or him, I don't know if he's going to be able to make that call.
Interesting.
I don't know if he'll be able to say, I can kill my niece for this.
Like
I don't know
how
if
he
he will.
processes it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think that the part of it is just, he's literally in the middle of a sexual act. He cannot finish because
He's
is,
so
Because
torn
his
in his
mind
mind.
is so
Yeah.
torn
he
and he's
just-
conflicted.
Yeah, and he's just and you can see it that he is.
Oh, this man
It's
puts a
not
blanket
he's-
over
he's
his
not
head.
angry.
He is he's torn
He's
up,
not
bro.
angry. Yeah, he's just torn up.
You don't even see him when he's watching from behind the wall of the council meeting. When
Mhm.
he's like
Right.
standing back there listening, he looks devious, but at the same time, he doesn't look angry. He doesn't look
Right.
upset. He looks like, huh, that's what they think of me.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
they're
yeah.
thinking.
He,
He's
play,
like,
he
I'm
plays
not
that
so
part really
badass
well.
after all.
Mhm.
He plays that part so well.
Cheers, Paul.
For me, the scene that got me the most, I guess, is Rhaenyra talking to her mom.
Wow.
And
Oh.
when she first sees her and she's being, she's being waited on,
Yeah.
and she says, "This is how I serve the realm,"
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
she's like, "I'd rather be a knight.
Yeah, bro.
I don't want to do this."
Well, you
I
see
don't
that too when they're
and,
sitting
and
in
the
front of the
parallels
tree.
with her and Arya.
Yeah.
Is it Arya?
100%.
Arya
100%.
doesn't want to be in dresses and
Yeah,
all
no.
dolled up and
It's like, I want to learn how to
wearing
sword fight.
gowns and like sitting and watching stuff. She
No.
wants to fight.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I took from it. I'm
That's
trying not
really
to
cool.
draw parallels
No, but you have
between
But you
characters.
can. And they
But-
do that on
Sure.
purpose to help.
And
Yeah, I think
and
that's
I
wrong.
I really like Matt Smith, and hearing the stories about him going into production for this, that he had to learn this language and he was hating it.
Oh my, I'm
He-
sure,
he
dude.
was hating
Guys,
it.
you can learn it on Duolingo.
Oh,
I'm 3 days in.
We're gonna check it out. We're gonna try to do an episode just speaking the whole thing.
Full
Just-
high
just
Valyrian.
three
Full
days
Valyrian,
in.
you're-
But I think that he's a phenomenal actor. I mean,
Mhm.
the cast is incredible.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're automatically, it's the cool thing about this universe, I guess
Mhm.
you'd say, is that you buy in. It's not
Oh,
like
yeah.
you're watching and you're like, oh, that was okay. You're like, I hated it, or like I'm
Yeah.
hooked.
I'm down. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was
delighted.
definitely hooked, dude.
Oh, I was delighted to see Graham McTavish in this show. I love
He's
Graham
solid,
McTavish.
man.
Yeah, he's a solid actor, man. The baldy beardy.
We
I got it.
baldy
Hey,
beard.
hey,
Baldy
I'm-
beardy.
Listen, I've watched many an episode of Outlander
Oh, hey.
because the wife is all into Outlander. Shout out to Eva.
Well, there you go. Shout out to your wife.
Hey, I'm a sucker for a pasty redhead. This guy right here.
That's why I said to this guy right here.
Literally only my beard. That's the crazy part.
Just saying.
Just saying.
Just saying.
Oh my gosh.
Let's get back to
Why did I come back on this show?
what am I doing?
What am I doing here?
What is happening? Shane's in love with me.
Who is this
Frankie
maniac?
told me I was just coming to drink Red Bulls. I don't know.
Who's this maniac?
Sit
Little
on the
did you
AC,
know.
man.
What is he?
Um,
A lunatic?
Jeez. You guys are crazy.
We're secretly journeying to Damon's After Hour Club. Talk about the impact, you guys, that Game of Thrones has had for you and just pop culture overall.
Yeah.
Give me like some stories or how you would relate it to other shows or other series.
Oh, that's kind of hard. I
That's
mean,
tough.
I know for sure Game of Thrones was the first show that like me and friends would do like watch parties with. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, cause
Every
even
Sunday night. Come
yeah,
on.
Same.
barbecue, food,
Mhm.
whatever, drinks. Like, let's make it a thing. When you hear that theme song, you know, like everyone's turned up.
And you don't skip it.
You never skip
don't
it.
skip
you
the theme
never
song.
skip it.
I don't think I've ever skipped
I've
it.
never skipped it. And
But also the theme song's dynamic too, because they show you where the episode's gonna go on the map anyway.
Correct, and
Moving on.
whatever actor or actress is going to be in that primarily whatever nerd stuff. I also was like, I also was waiting patiently to see or to hear rather the theme song for this, and it was way more subtle, kind of chill, and then they only show the logo,
Which
And then
appreciate.
remix. Oh no, it's good.
remix, another one.
I wonder if there's gonna be there's got to be a full.
R.R. Martin.
Is there gonna be a full? There will be a full intro.
I don't know
think
if
so.
they
I
will.
don't know.
No?
So I think back when Star Wars did their first movie outside of the Skywalker saga, Rogue
Right.
One. There was no intro. There was no title sequence. We just got jumped right in. We got just the
Interesting.
title. That was it.
Oh, yeah.
They
even
wanted
think
to
about
set
that.
it apart, and I think that's what they're
They're
trying to
gonna
do with
do
this
that with
show.
this.
Is they're trying to make you understand that it's not.
It
Game of Thrones.
is different.
It's not character driven. It's plot driven.
For sure.
From what we've seen,
Right.
Yeah.
we're not seeing characters in different worlds or
Yeah.
different lands. I guess.
That is the main thing that struck me about this show. It really is plot driven. No one is safe, like you were
Sure.
saying. Yeah, like it, and that is the most gripping thing about this show is that that at any time anybody can go. At least, first time around, at least up to a certain point, you really realize that anybody could go at any time.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping. And I'm pretty sure they're going to do that this time around too.
I think
they got
I think that is an effect that this show has had on pop culture though too.
right.
Easy.
And I think that they really came out of the gate saying, "Hey, here's all these characters you're gonna love, but you're gonna hate us because we're killing them."
We're gonna kill him.
So
Yeah.
and that led to things like The Boys. You can kill off show characters really quickly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That is one of the things that I think sets this type of show apart from stuff like Marvel,
Oh,
where
yeah.
they're not going to kill the main characters because they want you to keep coming around for them. Whereas
Yeah.
Game of Thrones is so well written and so well developed that I'm going to
Well
keep coming
acted,
around
too,
either if
yeah.
even if my characters aren't there.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude, from episode 1 Arya to the last Arya, like
on.
it's completely different, and to where you think, okay, Ned is this like god among men, he's the honorable one, boom, gets off,
God.
and then you're like, what's gonna happen? Arya ends up killing the Night King, like what?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So killing off a main character could hurt for sure, but there's all these other characters that matter so much.
It's how I think the thing that sticks out to me is how well they do character development.
Yep, for sure.
Because I say if you were equating this show to a series like Vikings or Outlander or something
Mhm.
that can be definitely seen as like fantasy series,
Mhm.
this series is like a hyper fantasy series.
Yeah.
It's like over the top
Oh, for sure.
to where you have characters that are family members or interact, and then you're like, okay, well, they won't see each other now for several seasons,
Right.
and it's all that character development that takes place
Mm-hmm.
over the multiple seasons. And the thing that sticks out the most to me about this show compared to others is don't get attached to anyone
You cannot,
because you're destined to have your heart broken
dude.
because
So if
Every
you're
time
fanboying right
everybody
now,
get killed.
if you're fanboying right now over Rihanna, she's done. Guys,
See,
come
and
on.
then,
get attached.
And then you were talking about
Rhaenyra. Whatever her
Rhaenyra,
name is.
Rihanna, nah.
Rings like a bell
Oh,
in
no,
the night.
no. What's your name?
Wouldn't you love to love her? I'm sorry.
God,
Fleetwood Mac.
hate
All
it
right,
here. Rhaenyra, if she does die, it'll probably be in the finale,
Mhm.
like Ned. You know what I mean?
He
To where
was
you
episode before. It was always the 9th of 10 episodes
Yeah.
in Game of Thrones.
That
If
was
you
the
go
one
back
that
and
hit.
look at it.
Right.
Blackwater, Battle of the
Yeah.
Bastards,
Red Wedding?
Baylor, Red Wedding, all of them, 9th
Wow.
of 10. And then they came out with the finale to clean it up, but set it up for the next season.
That's crazy. I didn't
Oh,
even think about that.
boy.
So we are in for a treat,
I'm scared.
and I'll be tuned in. Every week. I made the mistake thinking that it came out on midnight Saturday night, and
9
like
p.m.
every-
Eastern time.
No, like every other show. So I got like a bunch of snacks. I got
You got tricked.
got some
staying
beer.
up.
No, I get off work mad late. So when I got off work, it's like 12:20. I'm like,
Put this on.
put this
Do
on.
this.
Crack the chips open, and I go to HBO.
Crack the chips.
Yo, and
to play, it's
no,
just
no,
a
no, no,
trailer.
no, nothing was on the home screen, and I was like, I'm
Huh.
stupid.
Did you have that like thought though of like, oh, they canceled it?
No.
they got you.
I,
We're
no, no,
good.
no,
We're
no.
good.
I immediately, I put the PlayStation 5 on. Yes, the 5. And then you already know, player.
okay.
You already know, player.
Okay.
But it wasn't on the main screen.
He having a
He felt
console
like he needed
flex.
to say that.
Yo, that was a little flex.
He's having a console flex.
Got it 2 years ago. So anyway,
PS5, you know what I'm saying?
y'all players still can't get one. So
Anyway,
anywho, it wasn't on the main screen. I knew that I had messed up, and I
Yeah.
ate all the snacks still though. So
So you
As
were
you were
snackless when you watched
Yeah.
it.
no,
That
no,
night.
no, 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 no. I
There's
got,
You
always
went out and
more.
got some more.
got some more snacks, man.
Come on.
Wow.
He Dairy Queened it.
All day, player.
Let me
Back
run
to
to
me,
the queen.
cheers.
I don't care.
Oh
Snacks.
my goodness.
Snack me.
I kind of got a consensus top 5 all-time episodes for Game of Thrones.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
And
Disagreed with a few of them.
anything that sticks out to you. I flip-flopped a couple.
Really?
I'll show you the other list
Okay.
later on.
Flim flam.
But starting at number 5, Sonny loves it when we count down. Number 5, from season 1, Baylor, a Baylor episode. Season 2,
That's Ned Stark death.
season 2, Blackwater.
Great episode.
great.
I took that one off my top 5.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did.
Really?
I wasn't a big fan of it.
It got bumped?
I thought it was great for character development, but the battle itself, I was like, this just felt like another character development episode, which I was okay with. And all those episodes are great.
What would you be bumping up though? I'm just
I would
curious.
put
Battle of
in-
Bastards.
There's 2. Battle of the Bastards is one of them
Okay.
because I thought that was one of the biggest fights that they had done yet, and they did it so well.
That was one of the biggest fight sequences they've done in TV history.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Dude, I was claustrophobic watching that episode.
100. See, that's what I'm
same,
saying. Is
yeah.
so many people remember
Yeah.
that episode.
No,
that
seriously.
it should be up there.
It was
Yeah.
so good.
That's
The other one I
definitely-
did was the one after that, Winds of Winter, which was the finale where Cersei just destroyed the building,
Oh, yeah,
collapsed
yeah.
on them, and then Tommen just jumps out the window and he's like, "I'm out."
That scene, I remember watching it for the first
said,
time.
"I'm out."
Remember, he walks
No,
over.
no,
like,
he looks and
I
he
gotta
was
get
like,
outta
you know
here."
what? Let me just, I'm done.
I'm
you know,
done.
But I think that one was a great finale.
great finale for sure.
For
It,
sure.
it definitely shows how evil Cersei was. I mean, she was getting paid $1 million an episode to sit in a tower, drink wine,
And just
Yeah. And it was fine.
and I was like, this is awesome.
everybody's like, "She's
Chill.
cool."
She's
I'm like,
cool.
all right.
Yeah.
So go on.
Anyway,
so
keep
number
going.
3 was Spoils of War.
Which one was that?
That was season 7. It was the fight where
That's
Dany
when-
finally unleashed her
That's when
dragons on
Danny
Jaime.
actually, comes into contact with Jamie, sort of. Or
Yeah. That
Dragon's
was-
fire comes into the army.
That was a
Yeah.
cool scene where
Yeah.
he jumped under the water,
Yeah.
and you can see
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah,
fire
yeah.
go over the top. So
Yeah.
that was a good one.
Number 2 was Reigns of Castamere.
We all
Of
know that
course.
one.
We know that's what that's about. That's talk about disappointment. Sad. And then number 1 was from season 5, Hard Home. Now,
That is my favorite episode.
yeah,
Is
it's
it
pretty-
really?
Mhm.
Nice.
It's pretty great.
It's a
Battle
great
of the
episode.
Bastards is one of my favorite.
That is
a great
my
episode.
favorite episode.
It's pretty great. I was curious as to why, because I looked at like 3 different lists, and it wasn't like in the top 8.
That's
It was weird.
crazy.
It was weird. And any of them, I was just trying to do like compile like the 3 and come up with this. I mean, we
That's
could have
interesting.
we have like memories. A lot of these titles, you think about the titles of the episodes, and you're like, oh yeah, that's
Bro,
great.
the Red Wedding, bro.
See, but that's not the
Yeah.
name.
I
That's
know.
not the name.
That's crazy.
I know.
Yeah.
But the
But
Battle
that's
of the
what you- that's what
Bastards
we
is the
refer to it
one.
That's that episode to me. What was? Does anybody know the episode?
Which one?
The
Yeah.
Red Wedding.
Red Wedding was 3-9. Episode 3-9.
This man.
I'm sorry.
Good to
I
have
know,
you back.
I know a lot of stuff.
Good to have you back.
I'll just be your fact checker. Just stick me in the corner and you can
he
ask me
drinks
questions.
Red Bull and he knows things.
Yes.
Everybody,
Let's go.
anybody in the chat too, if you can give us your top 5, that'll be rad. But the Red Wedding to me, I that whole episode was so cool, and then the ending, I'm like, oh, they're really doing this.
Yeah.
Like they're going hard, bro.
Yeah.
So
That was a hard one.
I like Bear and the Maiden Fair.
That one was good.
That was a good
Oh, yeah,
episode. I
pretty good.
really, want anything that at that time, if it had to do with Jamie and the development of his character and how far he came, especially, and that was a big one. That was a pretty
best
great
turnaround,
arc.
bro.
He was one of the biggest
What an arc.
turnarounds. That's very true.
Crazy
So great.
turnaround, man. From the first episode to the last, man.
Okay, I'm gonna call it audible real quick. Give me your top 2 or 3 characters for the whole show.
For the
Game of
Oh,
Thrones.
whole
wow.
show.
Your top 2 or 3.
Oh my
Top
gosh.
2?
Top 2.
Top
Who's
2
going
or
first?
3.
No,
I
no.
can
Let's do
go.
2.
I can go.
Top two.
Two's harder.
I got Jon Snow. I know a lot of people don't like him, but I loved him the whole time. And then I'm gonna say a bold move. I really like Sansa. She was great.
Smoke show.
Sansa's my number one.
Oh, shocker.
Shocker.
I don't know why.
Interesting.
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 I don't know why.
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Man, you're a sucker for Sansa.
Littlefinger's up there for me.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
one
he's
of
great.
those.
No,
He's
that's-
just insane. That's an
true.
insane thing to do. A lot of the things he pulled off
He was
were
ridiculous.
He was ridiculous the way he
Ridiculous.
did it. It was
true.
beautifully played. What was the act? I'm sorry, I'm losing the actor's name.
I don't know the actor's
I
name.
can't remember the
Who?
actor's
He's
name.
always
I just
like
know his
he's-
real name.
He's
Peter
always
Baelish.
just sketchy
Peter
all the
Littlefinger.
time.
Peter Baelish.
Baelish.
That's not his actor's name. That's the guy.
Because like
Oh,
even
yeah,
in,
no,
even,
Lord
in,
that's the
Baelish.
even in the Maze Runner, he was super sketchy.
Um,
That dude
Oh
was
yeah,
I mean, he just-
real
he
quick.
plays like
an
a sketchy
excellently
guy.
He's like a
sketchy
sketchy
person.
dude. If I was to pick a top two,
Dang.
Arya number one for sure.
Really?
Yeah, I think just because of the turnaround, she was like
Alright.
the little mouse with like the little, and then she's a G. She wants to go. I wish we got a spin. I wish we got a spin off of her going
That's
west
what I was hoping for. A
versus
little bit.
whatever.
A lot of people want
Yeah, I
a
was
spin-off of her
hoping for
time
that.
as a faceless man, quote unquote.
would love that because
Like,
that
with
went
her
nowhere.
time spent in that.
Yeah.
People want to see what was she doing.
She got so
Mm.
badass out of nowhere.
Hey.
Which camera's mine?
Oh.
But honorable mention, Ser Jorah. Ser Jorah.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
yeah, I like Jorah.
That's my number
Okay.
3.
Are we
Jorah.
having a Jorah replacement with Rhaenyra's right-hand guard?
I don't know. I
Possibly.
like him though. He's
Because
pretty cool.
his first
Yeah.
scene when she got off and he was like, I'm just happy that you come back every time unscathed.
Yeah.
I was like, Jorah.
Yeah.
Like, that's Jorah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Graham McTavish.
Losing my
Yeah.
losing my name right now. Who's the onion smuggler? What's his name?
Davos.
yeah.
Davos.
So Davos Seaworth.
Great character. Anyway, what you got?
My top two, I would probably say, well, Arya is my favorite,
Boom.
and Tyrion.
Tyrion.
I do not know why I didn't say Tyrion either.
I love Tyrion.
He's great.
Tyrion's like up there, but I don't know if I would ever
Season
be like
1,
1
2,
or
3.
2.
Tyrion, season 1, 2, 3. He was snappy. I know the writing
Fantastic,
kind of
yeah.
got a
He
little.
the MVP.
When-
he's
He's the
he's
MVP.
He's KD.
He's the MVP.
Right.
When he grew the beard, though, he got kind of like old manish.
A little bit.
Like his
It's
wit was a
fun.
little bit
Yeah.
slower. He was drinking a little bit more. I was
It's
like,
true.
okay, we're getting
because
old
he
man
had a
Tyrion.
belly full of wine, and I can't finish the saying. What were you gonna say, Shane? I'm sorry.
No, I mean, once again, his relationship with Jamie was always one of the best relationships in the old show. It's his relationships with pretty much anybody he came in contact with turned into his relationship with Varys was always every time you had a scene with those two, it was always
good.
good
Yeah.
and memorable and fantastic.
When the Raven comes with the note, he's like, it's a note for our king. And he's like, well, did you read it? He's like, it's nothing good.
yeah.
No, they didn't do humor very often, or not intentionally, I guess.
Right.
But when they do the introductions for Danny,
Yeah.
it says this is the breaker of
The
chains,
breaker
the
of
queen of
chains,
the
the
unsullied,
burner
of the
the
unsullied.
unburned, or
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
else, and he goes, "This is Jon Snow."
This is Jon Snow from the north.
King of the
Yeah.
North. Yeah,
This
he's
is
from the
great.
north.
This is
King
great.
of the, Jon Snow, King of the North. They're like waiting. He's like, that's it.
his wit really went over everybody else
For sure.
Like he brought the comedic element to the show, which
Yeah.
I think when you have something this intense, you need a little bit of comedic element, and
You do.
Peter
Right.
Dinklage did great with it.
But let's see if there is. I'm curious because I'm just looking at the cast of the new show, and the cast is huge.
Very
and
huge.
we only saw so many people the first week.
Mhm.
So I'm curious, who's who? Like who's going to be, exactly like you said, who's going to be
the
Ser Jorah?
standouts?
Who's going to be the standouts that we all remember the
So-
way we're remembering the old show?
It was breezed over, and it was kind of breezed over in the episode, and no one has talked about it. What is it? The crab feeder?
Yes.
So the new villain or whatever, he's in the trailer with like an iron mask. Dude looks
Mhm.
creepy.
oh,
Or
from
she.
the Triarchy.
Yeah.
Well, we really don't know who it is.
Nobody
but I'm
knows.
going to assume so. The dude, the black dude. What was his name?
The brother.
What was his name? We all know who
I
I'm
know,
talking about. The ship guy.
Yeah.
The ship guy, he talks
Yes.
that whole meeting about the Triarchy, and I'm interested to see if they're going to bring the Triarchy in, and maybe that is some of the pirates from the Triarchy
Possibly.
coming from across the seas, coming over.
Corlys Valerian.
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 Corus Valerian.
That's what it is.
Yo, and another scene
Played by Steve
no one
Buscemi.
even mentioned, the scene where all of the High Lords are kneeling to respect the heir, you get a Baratheon, you get a
You get a
Stark.
Right, I love it was so great.
Yo, you hear
That
like
was great.
I, Rickon Stark, and I was like,
Yeah,
You
Yeah,
also
that was
get
cool.
you also get a preview of that though.
Yeah.
Within the tournament.
This
all
is
the
true.
flags.
Right.
You see all the
Right.
flags there. You see
Yeah.
all those nods back to
Yeah.
the original characters that again we're like Game of Thrones fans are like, yes, it's
Are you-
Baratheon.
Yes.
Like we
Are
know
you-
he's gonna
every
die,
time.
but let's go.
Are you
We know that guy.
concerned with how they do this world building because we know that it's going to be based heavily in the Targaryens? Are you guys concerned with how they're going to build the other groups?
I don't think they will. I think
Okay.
I think the plot itself lends so much to, and listening to multiple interviews with George R.R. Martin, the other showrunners, it is Targaryen focused. I don't think we're gonna get Starks. I don't think we're gonna get Baratheons. I think we'll
There's
see them.
mentions
Shout
of
out.
them,
For
and
sure.
you'll
I don't-
see them, but
I
you
don't think
won't
any
be-
of them are gonna be front runners.
No,
it's
like-
a Targaryen story.
like we were talking about in the beginning, when you see the intro and you can see where things are going to be, all the kind of stuff. That's possibly why it's House of Targaryen, or it's House of the Dragons. We're going to see all of the House of Targaryens running around. Probably the brother.
Speaking of the intro, did you see him fiddling with the map?
Yep.
The
Yeah,
thing?
Yes.
It was only Hightower,
right,
or not Hightower. It was only the Red Keep.
right.
So
Mhm.
maybe we are
see
really
him
only
stroll
going to
through
be
the Red
in the
Keep.
Red Keep.
In the episode, you see him stroll through what becomes the Red Keep later on.
I think we'll see a lot of stuff, but everything's going to be focused on the Targaryens, whether it
100%.
be the king, the heir, the brother. There's a couple more. What's the brother with the patch, and he puts like a purple ruby in his eyes? One of the Targaryens. I don't know if he's like a nephew or something. He's shown in one of the trailers. I think
Yes.
sparring
I
with
don't-
somebody.
We haven't been given a name.
He's
I
out
think
there.
Unless he's
Jethro.
Aemon. Unless he's Aemon.
I think that's Jethro Targaryen.
Jethro does not sound like a Targaryen
I think
name,
it might
but
be Aemon. I think it might be Aemon.
Jethris.
I think his name's just Chad.
Chad
Jatherius.
Targaryen?
Just Kyle Targaryen.
Did you say Jatherius?
You said Jetherius Bodine Targaryen?
He's mixed. He's got braids.
Yeah, like, what the-
Blonde braids.
Um,
Oh, it's hot in here.
so a few years ago, during the first couple of seasons of Game of Thrones,
Uh-huh.
they had a comic series. Dynamite had the publishing rights,
Yes.
and they had a couple of series. I don't know how many issues, like 30-something issues.
It made it to book 2.
It ran it
Clash of
like
the Kings, I
yeah,
think.
it ran it concurrently with the first couple of seasons. How interested would you guys see? Would you guys be interested in seeing a modern take on the Game of Thrones series now with either Boom Studios, DC?
I thought a lot
Marvel.
about this.
Like if they were
Nobody
doing-
cared about the Dynamite one.
Boom Studios.
Boom
I think at the
Studios.
time, there weren't enough people that were into it.
That's
though.
fair. I don't know if it would gain traction though if we just get another retelling
No,
of Game of Thrones or House of Dragons. It has to be something completely
you
different.
do
That's
you
in
do the
between.
Arya. You do the
Yeah.
Arya going to what's west of Westeros.
You do the Arya, or you do Valyrian before the fall
Or do
Right.
you do post Game of Thrones?
with Bran.
Or you do Jon Snow.
Jon Snow's
Jon Snow, probably.
struggle. I mean, that would probably be the
The
easiest
Adventures
sell,
of the Snowman.
bro. Bro, just to know.
Snowman and Tormund.
Warner, hit me up.
Yeah, that's
I
it.
got,
You're like, well,
I
I
got
got you,
titles
I
for
got you,
days.
bro.
Tormund.
It seems like their meeting rooms are all kind of over the place anyway.
They're
so.
they're definitely all over the place. We're gonna get to some DC Warner news in just
Brienne
a
of
moment.
Tarth comic.
There you go.
Oh,
This
yeah.
guy.
I
Okay?
knew it.
I know what.
I knew
where
it.
you're
I knew
going.
your
That'd be all right.
motives.
He was
I
like,
like,
okay.
I like Brienne of Tarth.
She
I
was
gu-
cool.
I,
Sir
I
Brienne.
guess if
Sir
Like
Brienne.
she's a knight now. So
Yeah.
like I'm
It's
not
actually
I'm not
Lucifer.
saying that is like it's directly correlated to this,
Sandman.
but
Sandman.
they
Valid.
tried
That's
to
fair.
do a Star Wars series that's like set hundreds of years or 150 years before any
the High
Skywalkers.
Republic.
The High Republic, and it's got mixed reviews. They keep trying to like sort of relaunch it.
How
It's-
how far did you
I
get
thought
into
it was dope.
Did you?
I read the whole
really-
thing.
I liked the first run.
read
and
the
then
whole
I
thing.
was- okay.
All 15, Trail of Tears, Eye of the Storm. It was
It was
they're-
dope.
They were world building in a way that I haven't seen Star Wars comics do before.
But that's Charles Soule. Like when he was
Mhm.
8 years old, he wanted to write Star Wars stuff, and he was like his whole.
It was
his,
cool.
It was his baby, just like kind
It
of.
was really cool. So
the architect for it.
he'd be a good writer for a Game of Thrones thing.
Oh,
Because
dude.
you need a writer who can write comics that takes multiple characters from multiple places,
Written
brings
Star
them
Wars,
together.
written Daredevil, written X-Men. I mean, he would be fantastic.
The other name I thought of, and I mean, from back when I was on here, I'm a fanboy. James Tynion,
Yeah.
because of his Nice House on a Lake, because of his Batman run where you have all these separate characters that then get brought together in one, but he's running like 6 or 7 congruent stories at the same time
Which is rough.
with these different characters.
Yeah.
And he's good at character
And he
development.
successfully,
Yeah.
I think PKJ should take a shot at it. Philip Kennedy Johnson.
I
should
was
take a
thinking that
shot
in my
at it.
head. That
The
would be
franchise.
That would be insane to have.
If you read Last God, did you read Last God?
No.
Oh my goodness.
Crazy.
I'll just see myself out.
No, you're good.
No,
Say it well.
imagine 007 Superman,
Alien.
Alien, and then like an Arya spinoff or
Superman
like a
was Alien.
Baratheon something darker. You know what I mean? Because I think he'd have a lot of fun.
So do all of the future projects that are Game of Thrones related, are they all going to be HBO or Warner things?
Gotta be.
Gotta be. Are there? We don't know the state.
Netflix isn't
of-
getting no spinoff.
No.
I was gonna say
they're
Disney
gonna
ain't
have-
buying
Yeah,
them.
Disney's
Disney's
not
not getting the
gonna buy
rights.
them. No.
Amazon Prime. Come on, it's gonna be HBO.
It's
They ain't gonna
HBO.
have no House of Dragon on
No.
the Plus.
No,
No,
ain't gonna see no House of Dragons on
Bro,
the
that
Blues.
episode
ain't
would be so
happening.
short, dude.
Come on. It'd be Severance and then House of Dragons on the Plus. No.
Nope.
Actually, Apple TV would be the only one probably. I don't know.
I could see it on Prime. I mean, you're coming out with Lord of the Rings.
Sure.
You already have the boys. Like, you've got the gritty and you have the high fantasy. We could mix them together, call it a day.
I'm
I
really
think-
interested in seeing what they do with the Lord of the Rings series. I'm excited for
Boy,
it.
you better be good.
That's what I'm
Boy,
saying.
did they pay a fortune to get this done?
Well, I see,
$250 million.
and
Oh,
I know Lord of the
boy.
Rings is OG and all that kind of stuff, but I think Game of Thrones, the original series, walked so this could run. You know,
It
so
walked so most high fantasy TV shows could run.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So if you don't give me a great like pilot episode, you already know how I feel about Lord of the Rings. I'm like, I know a couple of other boys are very passionate
Very
about
into it.
Yeah, you know.
I mean,
Timmy in the chat said that his top 2 characters were Dany, Daenerys, and the Hound.
the Hound was
yeah.
great.
good call.
Yeah.
Good
The
call.
Hound was
Great,
I like that, Tim.
great, great
The
character development.
The Hound and Arya,
Their relationship.
traveling together. That relationship was one of the best.
See, dude,
on
because I
TV
could do,
too.
I would love a comic about that, dude. Just
Yeah.
like the
Oh,
backstories
those
of
two.
them going through and fight, and he's like, dude, how do you know how to fight like this?
Because
Would
the
you-
parallels are very similar to like Lone Wolf and Cub
Right.
Exactly.
type of thing.
Would
This
you
is
read
what-
a
this is
mini-
what- Go ahead.
No, go.
This is why I can't. When you say you listed 5 episodes that that are
It's-
pretty good.
it's hard.
so difficult.
It is.
because there's so many fantastic.
Well, it's a hard job, but I took it
I
on.
was casted to do
you
so.
did your best tonight. I
He
commend
attempted.
you for
I did
it.
my best.
He
And we
tried.
talked about the other episodes that weren't at the top.
that weren't top 5. So good list.
Yeah.
Solid
All right.
list, bro.
You're welcome.
That's awesome.
You're welcome. Guys, we're going to bring it back to the comics. We had a lot of news this
Come on.
week.
Gonna do it.
Oh, my goodness. Starting at the very top, I mean, this guy seems to be connected to all kinds of things. He was the comedian in the Watchmen movie.
Yes.
Obviously, Negan in The Walking Dead. And now Jeffrey
Iconic.
Dean Morgan has been cast for the 4th season of The Boys. It's very interesting. Character hasn't been disclosed yet. Rob had been mentioning off air that, maybe we're going to get some new character they create for him.
Possibly.
It's
Possibly.
pretty exciting. He's a great actor. And
One of my
he's-
favorites.
Oh my gosh.
I wonder if he'll curse.
Absolutely.
I got a
That's the
feeling.
boys. No, he's not.
yeah, dude. I have a
No,
feeling.
they don't cuss on that.
See, and there's only one actor that I think could be worse than like Homelander or like Soldier Boy was pretty whack.
It might be him.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan could
might
play
be that
a
guy.
very dark
could.
guy, whoever
really
this
could.
person or character could be. And I'm very interested to see who it's going to be because it's an undisclosed character so far.
I'm
Well-
intrigued because he's a villain
Yeah.
on Walking Dead,
Yeah.
but what if we see a super or a hero, not a superhero necessarily, it's the
Right.
boys, but what if we see a hero character from him that is very different and nothing that we expect?
Would be cool.
See that now that would be great because I think most people that watch the boys are expecting him to be
to be the bad guy.
probably the worst guy you've ever seen. If that's
Literally,
possible on
and he
that
gets
show.
casted like that all the time, and
But
it
what
sucks.
if, what
man.
if he's
Yeah.
Huey 2.0? Like,
He
what-
could be.
we
He
don't
could be.
know.
He could be the nicest
Squirming and
guy.
slapped around.
He's a
and-
lovable dork.
I know if they're smart. In one scene with him, they're gonna put a baseball bat.
That would be great. He just looks at it.
Yeah,
kinda
something.
thing.
Yeah.
Something.
This is the kind of impact that he has on that character.
Correct.
Is that,
Bro, he was a character in Mortal Kombat, bro.
dude, he's a
Negan,
character
bro.
in Mortal Kombat. Negan in The Walking Dead, when people saw him on screen, people thought he was so nasty and evil, they stopped watching the show.
Yeah.
The variant stopped watching The
Did he?
Walking Dead
Did he?
because of Negan.
I mean,
Wow.
from I read the comics, so I knew people were gonna get their heads bashed in.
Yeah.
But then when it was Glenn, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, you suck.
They kept it to the source material.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, yeah.
brutal.
Yeah.
Speaking of a fourth season, Umbrella Academy has officially been renewed for a fourth
Interesting.
season and final season.
Okay,
They
good.
said
They're
It'll
gonna
be
go
the-
back.
okay,
They're
good.
gonna go back in time again.
It'll be the final. It'll be the final season.
Thank God.
You had kind of mixed feelings on the third season. Sonny.
Yes, I currently still do.
Okay.
And
You watched you finished it?
I
The
finished
first
it,
I'm,
season?
yeah.
one episode in.
To what?
Umbrella 3.
Spoiler
Okay.
alert! It's
I don't
time
care.
travel again, and
Okay.
they have to save the world from time travel incursions, like the first couple. And I get it; that's the thing in the comics. Whatever. I don't know. Try something new. You have a whole fourth season. Please do something new, because I don't know. I didn't like the last one.
Fingers crossed. Matt Shakeman, director of the WandaVision series, he's rumored to be taking on the Fantastic Four film.
Oh,
D23 is about 2 weeks away.
Okay.
The film is still 2 years away. I don't think they would announce a director this soon unless they have the film cast. At least those four.
You're
and I
right.
think that could be the big announcement that we get this weekend, that weekend at D23, is that Matt Shakeman is. It's a little surprising that they would have him be the director. I thought they would have a different name. Everybody wants Krasinski to direct and be Reed Richards. That's like, the dream.
That's a lot.
Whether or not that happens,
Yeah.
But I'm okay with it. I thought he did a good job directing the episodes of WandaVision. I mean, they're keeping it in the family because he's going to be involved in other MCU projects going forward.
Right.
So I'm not against it.
I'm curious if the script is done. Is the script done and ready? That's what I want to know.
There's gonna be a
Because
lot.
I said it before and I'll say it again. It's very difficult to make a Fantastic Four movie
It's got to
that
be.
doesn't churn people's stomachs,
bro.
including mine.
Yeah.
Because the newer one sucked.
Ah.
I liked the OG one just because like Jessica Biel smoked show. So in all time, she could be invisible or not. That's fine.
The new one,
You
though,
do
like,
not want her to
what
be
did you
invisible.
the new one, though, like, they had a good cast.
They did.
That's what was frustrating.
They did.
No.
Was
They did.
all of the headliners, you're like, this is going to be great.
Yeah, but everything.
And then you went and saw it, and you're like, I wish I
Yikes.
had that hour and a half back.
But everybody in that movie separately, like in other projects, are great. And then they came into that, and it's like, whoa, please stop. Please. Like, it's what was New Mutants? Everybody else in New Mutants is amazing in everything else.
Yes.
And then the
Yeah.
movie comes
was
out,
so brutal.
and I'm
Yes.
like, whoa. Like in Avengers, you got a huge cast, big names. They're all, talented, blah, 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 blah. It works.
But we also got to love
Yikes.
them before the Avengers movie.
Correct.
So when you
correct.
bring in a cast that's a great cast, but
Yeah.
throw them all at once, I'm like, wait, I like him, I like them, I like that girl, I like him, I
So
like
it's gonna
him.
be
Why do
good,
I
yeah.
like everybody?
Right.
Rob, do you think that's a mistake for them to? Because they're saying they're going to skip the origin of Fantastic Four. Do you think that's a mistake by them doing that, or should?
I don't. I
Okay.
don't think that's a mistake. I mean, come on, we know the origin story.
Got two movies already.
Yeah, I think a lot of people know that
It doesn't-
origin story.
They're
I
okay
don't
with
think
it.
we need
You're
origin
okay with
stories.
not seeing the origin a third time.
Boom, solar flare. I'm stretchy. I light on fire.
Yeah, the thing they could wrap that up probably
It
in the first
worked.
5 minutes.
It
yeah.
worked in the Batman. There was no
Right.
Bruce Wayne origin story.
Didn't need it.
It didn't need it.
Didn't need it.
Okay. Well, this weekend, I think they're just doing it this weekend. They're doing a re-release of Rogue One, and with it,
Correct.
they're doing a special
First look of Andor.
first look at Andor for if you see it like IMAX or something like that, they show you like an additional something. I don't know.
Well, that's
But
why
I'm
Shazam didn't do it.
We're gonna try to see. Yeah, we're gonna get to that too. We're gonna do that with a bang. We're gonna end with that. The Andor series, the producers and writers are saying that they're not going to rely too much on callbacks to nostalgia, the characters or
Right.
whatever. They're just going to keep it more.
That's
more
the
of a
only
gr-
feelings I got during the trailer.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think that they're going to stick with that. Well, I'm saying we've had it before where we watch these shows on the Plus,
Yeah.
and then they go back to Well, we better hurry up and get Boba Fett in here. We need a Baby Yoda.
You gotta get Mandalorian, bro. He's
We
gonna
gotta
show
get
up.
Mandalorian.
We got a new Star Wars show. We should do something cool out in there. Nah, Tatooine.
Yeah, dude.
Great.
Yeah, I'm so tired of that desert, dude.
I'm excited for the Andor series.
Me
I mean,
too.
you're gonna
I'm
get
really excited.
We get 3 episodes, I guess, when it premieres. It's like,
Wow, really?
yeah, it got pushed
Which is
back.
good.
It
It
was supposed to
feels
be coming out this week. Now it got pushed back to third week
Oh.
of September. I
feels
think.
HBO. HBO's
I
been
like
doing
that.
that with stuff other than House of Dragon,
I
but
like that.
Pretty
I'm
Little
excited
Liars,
for it.
Original Sin, Harley Quinn, they dropped multiple the first day.
I like that because they're trying to hook you in. You know, they're like, okay, we got this.
Finally, the last of 2 Warner Brothers, I guess you'd say, one is an announcement, one is just a rumor that
Just how you're delivering
been-
that.
Oh boy.
has been going around.
Frank's getting through this announcement like they get
Oh,
their
boy.
movies.
Warner Brothers Studios.
Struggling.
Warner Brothers Studios are doing. They're calling them funeral screenings for Batgirl for executives and cast and crew
That's
to see the film.
so messed up, dude.
Funeral screenings are
Funeral screenings.
Oh, wow.
That's what they're
saying
calling it?
because the movie won't be released to the public. They're allowing cast and crew and certain executives that work for Warner to see the film.
What?
What?
I wouldn't even show up. The
I don't
funeral
think
showing?
I don't think I would.
The
They-
air for the day, bro?
You know the
The error
of the
my
day? Come
gosh. The error of the day. That
Error.
is so brutal, bro. Brutal.
There's no way. That sucks.
And they want to keep doing stuff with the actress. I forgot her. I think her name is Leslie Grace, the actress that plays the Batgirl in this
Mhm.
movie. They want to use her going forward in future DC projects.
well,
How confident would you be being in another film that
It
you
got
just canceled the
shelved,
movie? You had your own film.
like how long did that take? 8 months to a year to film. That's
Hey.
your whole life. Your life you're not going to get back. And then you're so stoked. You're this iconic character. And then you get an email saying like, hey, without a trailer, we're just going to scrap the project.
But hey,
You got a tweet.
show up.
Your friends could come to the funeral showing if you want.
And if you stick with us, your movies might not get produced in the future, but come see them.
Come on down.
Brutal.
We'll provide the goobers.
Dude,
Come on down. and
Sonny
watch
will
it.
buy snacks for it.
I will, dude.
And
I will.
and finally, more incredible news coming out of Warner. Shazam 2 and Aquaman 2 have been delayed, I think, again. Shazam blaming Avatar because they said they won't have as much access to IMAX theaters.
I was lining up. I was lining up
Dude,
for
I already have my
Shazam.
tickets.
IMAX, bro. Paul has his tickets. I'm sure of it.
You buy tickets 8 months out?
Did he get to the funeral showing?
He did.
Okay, cool.
He went.
Guys,
What are they doing over there?
Nothing.
What's going on in those meeting rooms?
I don't know. They
Are
said
there
that they
meeting
got a
rooms?
new. They got their Feige. They think they have their Feige.
Yeah, it's the Lego movie guy.
Yeah.
I
Lynn, his name is Tim Lynn or Matt Lynn. I
Love
don't
it.
know.
How many Lego movies do we have?
They're all
look.
good.
Hey, look. The Batman
Yeah,
Lego
3 of
movie is
them.
pretty dope.
Did he do that though, or did he only do the Lego movies?
This is true. I don't know.
He was a producer on the
Oh.
2 It films.
Okay,
and
to be fair,
Sherlock
I do love those
Holmes.
movies.
Sherlock Holmes, It, and Lego movies. So like on your resume when
One
you
of
show
these
up,
is not like the other.
right when you show up, the manager's like, so what's up with this gap in your work here?
Children's
You
movie,
know what?
children's movie, children's movie.
It.
Oh, really? And you're doing a Game of Thrones spinoff. Okay, cool.
In his defense, we've
Everything
got to
is
do some more
awesome.
research. We need to find out a little bit more. What'd you say?
Everything is awesome.
He starts singing that when they ask him about his work. Yeah.
Everything
The
is
Justice
cool when
League.
you're part of a team. Everything is awesome.
New Justice League theme song. I'm down.
Wow.
Give me a buttload of money.
And they're like, you know what? Yeah, we'll give you the money. We're just not going to put your movie out.
Yeah, good.
Hear
he
me
did
out.
Easter Sunday with Joe Coy.
That's cool.
Oh,
Oh, we're gonna
That just
watch
came
that.
out.
Yeah.
isn't that
Who was that?
That's Shane's homie.
Oh, Joe, yeah, my best friend Joe Coy.
Yeah.
Joe Coy's
I got
awesome,
some of his
Joe
movies on
Coy
screen.
dated my wife's best friend back in
Oh, he's got it up there.
college days.
That's
Look at that.
super cool.
So
The
he
Lego
did do the
Batman.
Batman movie and
So
the
my best
Ninjago
friend-
movie.
Oh, Ninjago.
Wait, what was he for Aladdin? He did Gangster Squad
Oh,
too.
wow, Godzilla?
Oh, wow.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Wow!
Why didn't they-
Anchorman? No,
Why didn't
that's
they?
different.
Why
That's
didn't
not
they
actually
include
Anchorman.
that?
Yeah.
Owen Wilson?
Wait, because they also didn't
Wow.
want us to see Terminator Salvation on there.
Oops.
That's
Oh,
probably why.
That's fair.
Yikes.
The movie wasn't that great.
That's a strike.
He's got some experience.
He's got some chops. He's got some chops. Do I
Got some
think?
chops.
Do I think?
Do you think he could
Wow.
get Godzilla to be in a DC film? Is that what you're going to say?
Possibly.
Maybe.
If they want to make some money, they'll do it.
They've got to talk to Godzilla now because he's hard to
He's
convince.
booked for
Well,
the
he-
next like 5 years,
He's
isn't he?
he's filming God of Monsters 2.
He's filming Godzilla in Russia.
in Russia.
It feels like those Godzilla movies are just like, yeah, Godzilla Tokyo, Godzilla China, Godzilla America, Godzilla.
He's just around.
Like,
yeah.
come on,
He's
like
Just like
he's
starts
showing up
swimming. He's
everywhere.
like, I'm pissed off.
Godzilla travels the
He
Pacific
is
Ocean.
all the
He's always just
time.
pissed, dude.
Yeah,
He's angry.
King Kong
like
didn't
a
do
whale.
nothing, bro.
It's like,
Oh my goodness.
depressed Godzilla.
Blows a little flame.
Mothra.
I'm gonna be in a DC movie.
Drinking a beer.
Like a giant beer.
He's like dad bod, like dad bod Thor, but he's dad bod Godzilla.
That's awesome.
That went on way longer than it needed to.
Nope.
Sonny,
Good bit.
She's just right.
Sonny, what do you got for the people tonight?
It's good to have you back. Love seeing all your faces. We got some good stuff coming on for Game of Thrones coming up in the next few weeks. I'm stoked. We got a lot of material. If you have not, find us on anywhere you find podcasts. Google Podcasts, Apple Music, Spotify. I don't know why I'm doing like the sexy voice. I don't know. I was just
I
trying
just thought
to,
that was your voice.
Where's
No,
the music
yeah,
underscore?
You know, we
though?
no,
Oh, God.
don't get them started, man. We'll get this music going. But anyway, pleasure to be back. See you guys next week. What you
Yeah.
got, boys?
I'm still what do you call that? I'm still campaigning for Aaron Moriarty from The Boys to be Sue Storm. Whoever came up with that, I can't remember who talked about that
That's
a few
not
weeks
bad.
ago.
That's not
So
bad.
That's not
She
bad.
would be really great as Sue Storm, I think.
That's not bad.
You know what I
Not
mean?
Emily Blunt.
Not if there's
well,
no John Krasinski.
Correct.
Yeah, there'd be no
It's a package
point.
deal.
It's a package.
Oh, you don't want
sorry.
you don't want Krasinski as Reed Richards if you don't have Emily Blunt.
No, I would say I don't want Emily Blunt if I don't have
Have
John.
Krasinski.
I'd take John without Emily Blunt.
Would you?
correct,
Are
sure.
you going to watch Jungle Cruise 2 if Emily Blunt's not in it?
If The Rock isn't in it, then no.
Okay.
I didn't even finish the first one, so
I want The Rock as Reed Richards.
That was a police
and
exclusive.
Kevin Hart as Sue Storm.
Hey man, I'm invisible. Y'all can't see me. I'm invisible.
Shout out to
I'm
Dominic.
not. Pop, pop. I'm an Avenger.
I'm an Avenger now.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and that's
awesome.
That's it
good.
for me.
That's good.
Brother Rob.
Oh my gosh, brother Rob, House of the Dragon fans out there, remember this for the next 10 weeks. Do not get attached to anybody.
Facts.
Don't get emotionally attached.
All will die.
Just in life.
All shall die.
All shall
Dracarys.
die.
Guys, we thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight and freak out.
Freak out.
We're going to do some more research a little bit on this guy taking over for DC. I'm nervous.
Yeah.
Frank's gonna go
I've
binge
got no
all the
reason to
Lego
be
movies.
nervous. Yeah,
Keep
I'm
your
gonna
eye
watch
on him.
Lego
Gotta
Batman. I'm gonna
rewatch
watch
them,
Lego
though.
Batman tonight. Robert, thank you for being back tonight. We appreciate you coming back.
Thanks for having me.
It's been a minute.
It has.
It's been a
Yeah.
minute.
Oh,
Been a minute.
this one got bleeped.
If you haven't done so already, make sure you add us to your pull box. Take a second to slap that subscribe button.
Like and subscribe.
We're on our journey to 500 subscribers. Once we do that,
We're at 390 right now.
We're at
10,
390.
tell 10 people right now. I'll
Get
I'll
it.
Venmo you
Yeah.
$7.
wow.
$7.
Most random number I could think of. I don't know.
That's fantastic.
$7, man, dude.
Okay.
$7.
You can buy like a beer. You can buy pizza. You can
That'll produce you a
tacos.
DC movie.
Boom.
Wow.
Quality.
That'll get you a ticket to a DC movie that you can't watch.
Maybe you can get it in IMAX. Go see Shazam
$7.
2.
Hit me up, man. Y'all know you don't want
Shazam
$7,
2.
man. Come on now.
Yeah, I have no intention of watching Shazam 2
No.
in IMAX. I'll watch it at a regular screen. Sonny might not.
On regular screen.
No, I won't.
Regular
I'll
screen.
watch it on my regular screen at home.
Now in regular screen.
Shazam 2.
Pig in the City.
Guys, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We appreciate it. We will see you soon. It's taco time in America.
Are we doing?
Whatever you want to do.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Shout out
Boom.
to Uncle Virgil. Shout out to Eva Beaver.
Are we doing shout outs?
Oh,
Shout out to my mama.
just a quick one.
Okay.
Gracie fell off the bed.
She did.
See y'all
Love
next
y'all.
week.
Love y'all.
I'm invisible.